When the original proposal was put forward, it was always to utilize our generation assets in New Brunswick and the generation assets in Quebec to unified position so that we could maximize the benefits from each of these generation assets. In Hydro-Quebec undertaking their due diligence of the Mactaquac Dam, they recognized that there was a greater risk associated with refurbishing the Mactaquac Dam sometime in the future, because this is traditionally not their area of expertise in run-of-the-river dam systems. So there was, as I said, a number of higher civil risks that they were going to have to undertake. So they were coming to the conclusion that there was a greater amount of risk associated with refurbishing the Mactaquac Dam, which then meant in turn that there was going to be greater risk in taking ownership of the Port Laperoux generating station, because they were going to be able to receive cheaper power from the Mactaquac Dam that would offset some of the cost of risk with the Port Laperoux generating station. The challenge was that as this became more evident, the benefits that we had acquired still maintained the same, but there was greater risk for Hydro-Quebec. They wanted us to assume some of that risk, and we clearly said no.
Okay, so thank you. So my two questions were, you've been asking the opposition for a plan. So now that this is off the table, what is your plan for all the problems that you've just reminded us still exist? And secondly, when you say that you've learned from this about engaging, you said when the immersion decision was modified that there was no manual for being premier. So what didn't you learn then that you had to go through this dilemma?
Well, let's look at, first off, the end results. Today, our education test scores are going up, and more kids are learning French than ever before in the province of New Brunswick. I met some parents the other day that their kids who didn't have an opportunity in the community that they were at today are receiving intensive French, and also as well, because of the changes to the education system, Jacques, because we eliminated the core French program where we only had a 2% success rate. Today we're seeing art, music, and physical education being put back into those time slots, which is giving a better learning environment and better opportunities for our children. And we have a uniform intensive French program across all of New Brunswick. So I look forward in having that debate and that discussion if it comes forward in the next election, because today the Conservative Party has not taken a position whether they're going to allow those changes to see that success or they're going to reverse that position. I'm not sure where their position is. But we learned from that process that there was an opportunity for civic engagement. It worked very well in the poverty reduction initiative, where we worked to bring the stakeholders together, where we brought individuals to the table, and it became an effort of not just government, it became an effort of all New Brunswickers to overcome poverty together. On the issue of the energy file, the challenge that
Sorry, why didn't you apply that lesson?
Well, that's what I'm looking to answer. On the issue of the energy file, the challenge that we had was time. We had mill after mill closing. We had just come through one of the most difficult winters where people were demanding that we find a solution. We've heard that from every single corner of the province, that people in our province were having to make difficult choices. And I took that personally, that we had to find a solution. So we put a solution on the table for discussion. It wasn't a finalized agreement. I think that's evident today. We put a solution on the table to engage New Brunswickers. What was clear, that the deal that we put on the table was a very good deal, because we did not see any alternative deals from other jurisdictions coming forward to provide greater benefit than what we were able to put forward. That benefit was going to be enormous for our province. And it was clear in the discussions with NB Power that they could not provide the same benefit that we had put forward in this new arrangement. And Gaetan can talk about that in a moment. So the issue was we were constrained by time to try to deal with some of these challenges. We knew that with the cap-and-trade system and the eventuality that it could be coming sooner rather than later, that we had to move. We knew as well that with aging infrastructure and our dependence on fossil fuels and the volatility in the world oil prices and coal prices, that was having an impact here in the province of New Brunswick. So that was the challenge, Jacques. And look, I wish we had an opportunity. Well, I think we've proven that we're the only party today to have the convictions to present proposals to deal with this issue. And I think that conviction remains. I've asked NB Power to provide an immediate short-term solution. In the next 2 weeks, they're going to be providing the first step. But we have a responsibility now to present solutions to this, albeit they may not be as profitable for the people of New Brunswick that were proposed in this solution, but that will be presented in our election platform.